Time destroys all things. Death is certain. Now, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but Flesh and Blood has had a little bit of a dark area to the game. And I wanted to kind of shed some light on this dark area of the game that they're kind of making this really kind of in the background currently, but I think it's going to build up and it's going to be insane when the Monarch product releases next year. Now, my name is Bronson, and I know you've probably seen this card up here, right? Coax of Commotion. It was the main artwork for the Blitzathon event that I've talked to in detail about, and it's a really nice, majestic card that is kind of the pinnacle of Crucible War. It's a big card in that set. Now, you might look at the card and you might think, wow, look, there's some handsome ass dude holding up a drink and he's like, hey, everyone having a party, and everyone's like smiling and happy and just chilling out, and everything's great in Aria, everything's beautiful and lovely, and people are singing and all this stuff, and it looks very happy. But what I will tell you is look at the text. Look at the below text. It says, in Aria, preparing for war means making the most of the time you have left. Time you have left. Meaning, people are going to die, guys. Like, death is awaiting a lot of people in this picture, and death is only certain, so we're going to make the most of the time that we have. So, I just wanted to bring this up because I feel like a lot of people are thinking, like, oh, Flesh and Blood, everything's happening, all this stuff. I think that things are happening in the background. And if you've read the lore book, you know that this is happening. You know that everything is great until in Aria for a bit, but then like what's happened is the flow of Aether is out there, and it's not as strong as it used to be, and it's retracting, and now people can actually go to Aria, whereas before they couldn't, and it's just kind of interesting how there's this build up. Welcome to Wraith, Arcane Rising, Crucible of War. So you get this slow buildup of welcome to the party, and then, oh, hey, Arcane and Evil's Rising, and then Crucible of War is like before the war. And then finally, next, we're going to have the war in Monarch. And I've talked about that in detail later, but I think we're going to see some intense stuff with the Monarch product. And it's just kind of interesting to see how that is built up. And if you've looked at the notes for Flesh and Blood, a lot of the announcements, they've given two big paragraphs of Viscerai, right? And at first it's like, hey, Viscerai was born and he's going around killing people and he's doing stuff for his master. And then you have another announcement where it's like, oh, Viscerai, summons this thing and all this stuff. And it's slowly building up to, hey, like real evil stuff is happening in the background in Demonostry. So yeah, it's just interesting to me, and I think it's a really great way to roll out the big bad because it's just a gradual occurrence instead of like, hey, everybody's here and bam, bad guy. It's like, no, like this is you've heard of these things. Whatever realm you're talking about, like Arya or Solana, Mysteria, what have you, all the backstory, it's talked about this, where everything was peaceful for a long ass time, and then slowly things are happening. Like I think in Mysteria, like there are these like masked people who are coming out of nowhere and ransacking villages and then burn them to the ground. And in all the other realms, you have more evil presence looming that's coming into the world of Wrath. So just wanted to bring that up, and yeah, let me know what you think.